Welcome to our session today, Handling Loneliness and Social Anxiety. I'm Suman Mangra, founder of Manifestation Maven, and I'm here with the lovely Dr. Parin Somani, who will be delivering this session today. She's got a host of strategies and coping mechanisms and tools to support anybody who may be feeling lonely in this current climate or possibly feelings of social anxiety. Now, we know there's been so much going on in our climate right now, and with everything with regards to the pandemic and then being shut in and locked in, then all of a sudden we're going back out now. Some people are got used to staying at home and don't want to go out, but equally we've got some people who have been at home so much that they've had the feelings of loneliness as well. So this has been something that's impacted a lot of people's mindset. As some of you who have already followed Manifestation Maven before will know, but for you new listeners and invitees, I wanted to just explain that Manifestation Maven was put together in order to empower people with tools and techniques to help them live fulfilled lives, whether that's manifesting the dream life that you want in terms of your vocation, your career, your business, living your purpose, whether it's having the best fulfilling relationships, such as, you know, in your love life, in your professional life. Either way, you know, having the mental health, the strength of the way you see things and feel about things, it ultimately impacts the quality of your life. So what we like to do is we run a series of different workshops on different topics to help people with different areas of their life. And this was something that myself and Parin particularly felt quite passionate about, that it's not something that's been spoken about enough and not enough help is out there. There's loads of different types of topics around that are similar, but there's not many that are specifically on this. So we're really hoping to bring some quality content to yourselves today to help you guys. It might be that you yourselves are feeling these things, but it might not be yourselves, but you may know people around you. It may be your loved ones. It could be family, friends, people at work. You're going back into work now. There are people that the doors are being opened in organizations to start going back, but there's going to be different protocols in place with social distancing or where you can speak. Can you actually stand by the printer and have a chat with somebody? And there's so many elements of confusion that a lot of people are feeling. We're hoping that we can give you some tools today that can help you ease how you're feeling at this current time. So without further ado, I want to just give a beautiful introduction to Dr. Parin. Can I just ask that we all just mute our mics, please, so that it doesn't interrupt the session. Let me just make sure we've got everybody muted. Awesome. So where can I start with Dr. Parin? Of course, she has got so many qualifications and so many things that she's been doing. I've just been absolutely blessed to have her here today. With regards to all the work she's been doing, I've just been impressed. I was blown away when I first actually heard of Dr. Parin through one of Kushalia UK's events, and she was one of the guest speakers there, and I just knew I had to connect with her. So I'm just going to get some information open just so I make sure I get everything correct and give the right information here. So give me one moment. So I've got here, at present, she's an independent academic scholar, international motivational speaker. She's an educator, a writer, author, humanitarian, and a journalist. Currently a vice chancellor at the International Internship University, which is also abbreviated to IIU. She's a visiting resource scholar as well, visiting resource scholar for a few different institutions, as I can see here, which hopefully Parin can give us a bit more information about. Courtesy Research Associate for Florida International University, also a syndicate member of the St. Mother Teresa University, international president for Shanti Dut Parivar, which is Women's Wing, international president for Chandralekha Charitable Trust, president of Nari Shakti Ko Pranam in the UK, international director for SAARC, Nations International Human Rights Association, vice president of Global Education Sector MSME Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and a whole range of other amazing global missionary positions to support the society and, you know, the globe with all these amazing mindset and positive way of thinking, techniques of, you know, good living, best living, and healthy living. So I guess, Parin, it's over to yourself to give us a bit more on the back of that, of what you'd like to add, anything I've not had a chance to mention, or what you'd like to people to know you for, because there's so many things. I guess in a nutshell, how would you describe yourself? And welcome today.
Thank you very much, Suman Mangra, for a lovely introduction. I think so. You have said more than that. I don't need to say anything more. Um, I think so. My talk will talk more about it. I don't have to. Whatever I am, I'm the same. So there is no difference. So I would like audience to get interact with us in the session and see how we can help each and everybody in the mankind, the society at large. That's my motivation. So first of all, I would like to say a very, very big thank you, Suman, for inviting me on this manifestation Maven event. And it's a very nice that we can collaborate with lots of people around the world on this platform. So thank you for organizing for amazing event and inviting everybody. And it is my privilege to be with you all uh, and talking about handling loneliness and social anxiety. I think this topic is very fitting in this current climate situation, particularly as we have been adhering to lockdown measures for approximately 1.5 years.
Yes,
I'm sure you will
can't
all
believe
know.
that
And
long, so much already. 1.5 years.
exactly. And we all know that we all agree that we are experiencing, myself, even including myself, that we are experiencing a wide range of emotions. Yes, it's okay. We all are in the same boat. Well, today we will seek to understand loneliness and social anxiety. Then I will recommend some coping strategies to progress into a new normal world, in the new normal society where we are going through. So, first of all, I would like you to sit comfortably. Are we all ready for the session? Yes?
Absolutely.
Perfect. So, now show me your hand. Show me your hand. Okay. Put one hand on your heart and your other hand below your belly button. Relax your shoulder. Nice and easy. Be comfortable. Don't think about anything. Just be in the present. Close your eyes. If you can, if you feel comfortable, then close your eyes. I want you to concentrate on the breathing. Nice and easy. When you breathe in, say, I am excellent physical health. I have an excellent physical health. And when you breathe out, slowly say, I am mentally energized. I'm mentally energized. Breathe in, say, I have an excellent physical health. I have excellent physical health. Now, breathe out and say, I am mentally energized. I am mentally energized. Think about the moment that you are experiencing right now. Forget about the past. It has gone. Do not worry about the future because it is an illusion. Just concentrate on the here and now. Now, gently, slowly open your eyes. Welcome back. Our words are very powerful. Many minds in society have been conditioned to forget positives and dwell on negatives. Let's use and utter positive words that can, whatever we say, manifest. So every morning when you wake up, for 5 minutes or 3 minutes, breathe in and say, I have excellent physical health. I'm fine, I'm good. And breathe out by saying, I am mentally energized. I'm strong. I'm healthy. I'm happy. Do the same thing when you go back to sleep. This will really help you because it has really helped me. I want everybody to see how they feel. Every day is a new day, is a hope to live. We must constantly affirm when we wish to be what we are. We all always want to be exceptional in our working lifestyle. We want to be the best. We want to have excellent health and mentally energized. Therefore, we must practice this and visualize us in feeling this way. What we have done. This will help us to overcome the feeling of loneliness and social anxiety. So let's first of all understand what is loneliness. Loneliness, it is a feeling of being unhappy because you have no friends or people to talk to. Because when you feel lonely, you don't want to do anything, you don't want to talk to anyone, you want to be on your own in the little corner, be in the dark. Or a period of time being sad, spent alone. So, loneliness is an emotional state in which a person experiences a powerful feeling of emphasis in emptiness. They feel they are empty, they're isolated, there's nobody around them. It is a feeling of being cut off, disconnected, alienated from other people around them. So, lonely people can often feel vacant and empty from inside. It can be described as social pain, which is a psychological mechanism which motivates individual to seek social connection. It is usually associated with lack of social connection and intimacy. More people are becoming lonely according to the UK government Loneliness Annual Report 2020. Research has deduced that 6 and 18% of the population often feel lonely. Other studies have shown that approximately 1 in 3 adults are lonely and approximately half of the population, 50% of the lonely population die before their time because of loneliness. It has proven within studies that loneliness is as damaging to our health as smoking up to 15 cigarettes per day. And loneliness is worse than obesity. So you can imagine what loneliness can do to the human being. Almost every time I speak on the subject of loneliness, the people I am talking to or somebody that they know have or are going through the feeling of loneliness. This global pandemic has contributed to many individuals feeling lonely, particularly as the rapid transmission of the virus spreading around. So to keep ourselves, our country, our society, our family safe and sound with security, our government and leaders instructing their citizens to stay at home and adhering to the social distancing, adhering to the government guidelines. This was already mentioned in my few of my articles, which I've just taken my own quote. It's very important that we have to do that. Thus, ceasing all activities that resulted in public gathering, including non-essential businesses and educational institutions. Although social distancing measures were developed to keep Individuals within society is physically safe. More individuals within society are currently experiencing symptoms of stress, anxiety, and depression resulting from societal lockdown, social, political, and economic changes. Anxiety and depression are negative mental health indicators that have affected approximately 40% of the global population during the pandemic. This is an increase of 30% since pre-pandemic. During the pandemic, approximately 36% of the population found trouble sleeping. Approximately 32% of individuals developed eating disorders. 12% of individuals increased alcohol consumption or substances use, while 12% of individuals reported heightened chronic conditions. The findings relating to young adults revealed heightened in mental health challenges compared to adults during the lockdown. So during the pandemic, I have heard that numerous people talk about the curse of lockdown and self isolation. I believe that we need to view this experience as once in a lifetime opportunity and an opportunity to understand the value of ourselves and others. Stillness is a medium through which greatness can manifest. We can evolve and help others. We should all consider this period of stillness or lockdown as an opportunity and not a burden. We are not self isolating. Remember, we are self loving, spending time with families around who are close to us, that we always love at home. That it was the same home with the same family that we craved to be around before lockdown. As our busy lifestyle, our busy schedule, it was difficult to spend quality time together for a long period. But this was an opportunity to be with our family more closer than we were in the past. We must show gratitude for this opportunity as thousands of our brothers and sisters globally are fighting for their lives in the hospital, wanting to go home. They are self isolating, not us. We are self caring as we have the opportunity to care for ourselves and others through our good health that money and power cannot buy. Many have come and said to me that they are bored, they are fed up and want to leave their homes. I say to them, show gratitude for the opportunity to be safe and stay safe in your home and create a heaven. It is an opportunity to harbor peace within yourselves and your home. Transform the way you view this situation in positivity for those who love to learn. You can turn your home into a school where you can educate yourself for those who love partying, who loves going out, who want to sing, who want to dance and listen to the type of music that you would like to do in your own home in comfort, where what you would like to have, what you would like to listen. Your home can be transformed into prayer house, into meditation, where you can pray, you can meditate, sit in contemplation and show gratitude. You can use this time as an opportunity to renovate or organize your home. You can transform your home into a restaurant where you can experiment with new dishes and grow your own vegetable and spices in your garden. You have an opportunity to share love and care to your family and others in society. Your action, your words, your feelings towards the family are very important. Be grateful for this unique opportunity that has occurred during your lives. View this opportunity to grow, an opportunity to help others and collaborate the society where different communities, different people network with the people around the world. Do you think we could be doing this call on the Zoom if this would not have happened? We would have a physical event, but see, the situation is changed. We are connected to different part of the world. We are growing, we are getting bigger. This is an opportunity given to us. So how can we see this? How can we see this opportunity? There are positive ways of thinking, there are negative ways of thinking. Depends how you are seeing it. We must shift our mindset and think positive. I understand loneliness and social anxiety can also be the cause due to employment status, financial instability, personal issues, the fear of being rejected within society, or even being faced with a particular unfamiliar situation where you do not know what to expect. So when you start overthinking events that have not even taken place, replaying the different scenarios within your mind. Remember, whatever we think manifest. Therefore, instead of worrying about the negative elements of what might happen when we enter the new situation, close your eyes and imagine that you have put your favorite clothes on you. Then you have put your matching shoes. You have done your hair beautifully, exactly how you want it. You have put your perfume or aftershave on your face, and your face is glowing. You're looking beautiful. You're looking handsome. You're looking amazing. You're looking stunning. Then you walk out of your house in a lot of confidence. You know you look great. Then you walk to the place where you're going to be meeting friends and people or your colleagues after a very long time. You know you look amazing, and you know you are beautiful, and you know you have a big smile on your face. You're happy to see everyone, and you feel fantastic. This vision that you have just created in your mind is exactly how I want you to be when you start mixing with social people in socially environment, with going out. So think of the moment what you just experienced right now when you are invited, or when you go with your friends for a drink or for a coffee or for a meal. Our minds are most powerful creation where we can turn our thoughts into reality. So during this pandemic, we are constantly made aware of a global statistic linked to pandemic, which is creating much negativity. It is the role of governing bodies and health professionals to keep updated with the number of positive cases and educate us on how best we can protect ourselves. However, I believe that it is our job to reduce the statistics and not dwell on them. These social media are going crazy. They will be talking so many things, but it's entirely up to us how we want to do it, how we want to think about it. The more we think about it, the better we think in a positive way. The way we do this by being vaccinated, first of all, being aware of washing our hands, wearing mask and social distancing. That's the important priority right now. However, we must be positive in our approach. For example, we should not keep saying to each other, wash your hands, otherwise you'll be infected. This is affirming negativity. It is just like saying, if you do not cross the road carefully, you will be injured. Rather than saying, please cross the road carefully, you'll be fine. The word The negative word of injury must not enter our minds, because through this we are inviting injury. Whatever we speak, whatever we think, we are manifesting. So therefore, we should only think positively. As our thoughts turn into action, whatever we think, we are attracting. We are attracting. It's like a magnet. If we think negatively, we are attracting negativity. If we think positively, we are attracting positivity. So therefore, we must let go negativity and attract positivity. We should cultivate positivity in our minds and our hearts whilst practicing positive affirmation through our words every day, being mindful of the vocabulary that we choose to use. Therefore, we should follow government guidelines. Simultaneously, believe that we are safe, we are okay, we are fine. We all have this ability to spread that positivity to others through our thoughts, our words, and actions. We need to transform the way that we think. This will help us to alleviate our fear. In essence, we attract what we think. So, if we think positive thoughts, if we are thinking positive thoughts, then we are attracting positive thinking, positivity. If we are thinking negative thoughts, we attract negativity. If we cultivate positive mind, we will have a positive life. As I mentioned you before, our thoughts are very powerful. Our mind is powerful, but our thoughts and our action are all related. And it is through our positive thoughts we can achieve success. We need to focus on the aspect of life that we want to come true and become them and to believe them to be true. Through the power of positive thinking, we can change ourselves and society. We have the power to create positive energy which resonate at a high vibration, through which we can spread happiness. So on this particular slide, you can see the spiral going up and going down. Can everybody see that? Yeah. So it shows us that how our emotion resonate with our energy level. At the top of the upward scale, we have joy, knowledge, empowerment, freedom, love, appreciation, followed by passion, enthusiasm, positive expectation, belief, optimism, hopefulness, and contentment. While on the downward spiral, we have boredom, pessimism, frustration, irritation, impatient, overwhelming, disappointment, doubt, worry, blame, discouragement, anger, revenge, hatred, jealousy, insecurity, and unworthiness. And finally, at the bottom of the scale is fear, grief, depression, powerlessness, and victim. So, therefore, we must all aim to be on the upward spiral, because it is through that we will be happy and achieve success in our lives. Therefore, we always want to spread positivity and help and encourage others. What I like you to do, I like you to think about a moment. Think about the time. Think about something very special has happened in your life when you felt the most happiest in that time, in that moment. You are the most, you can remember the most happiest memory. Think about how you were feeling, who was with you, what you were doing, what day of the week it was, what time it was. I want you to write it down, these details, on a piece of paper. I know I can think of a time I was extremely happy, but the main thing that I remember is the feeling of being happy, the fulfillment in my heart, the lightness that I felt during that moment. All those minutes, I was feeling very happy. I don't know how to describe, because happiness is a state of feelings or showing pleasure or contentment. It is a state, not a trait, and it is changeable. So if we find that they were happy for some time, then our feelings changed. We always have a choice. How do we wish to live our life? Do we wish to live in happiness, or do we live our life in pain and despair? Nobody is going to force sadness upon us, and nobody and nothing will going to make us happy. If we find it difficult to be happy, we should be thankful for everything that we have. Because when we are thankful, there is no other thought or feelings. By being thankful, we will fill our hearts with happiness, our minds feel contained and satisfied. In this moment of sincere and deep gratitude, we feel that whatever we have is enough, and we ourselves are enough. In that moment, we do not want anything and do not desire anything. We feel peace and happy. Whenever we feel sad, sorrow, or disconnected, then stop for a moment. Take a breath and be thankful for everything what we have. We should appreciate the breath that we have just taken. Be thankful for the life and power behind that breath. Give thanks and choose happiness. We should aim to hold realistic views of strength, weaknesses with acceptance towards any of our foes. This will help us to feel less stressed, as we do not create unrealistic expectation of ourselves. But we should aim to constantly self-improve. We need to understand that we cannot please everybody. So do not try for it. We should do the things what makes us happy. We should be grateful for each day, whatever health we have. We can learn from our own experience. We can all learn from our experience, but we should not dwell on the past or worry about the future, but we should live in present. In everything that we do, we should start by saying or by being thankful, then proceed on our journey with happiness to reach our goals, whatever they might be, either now or in future. I understand that developing new habits can be very difficult. Many people have become accustomed to staying at home. They become used to by staying at home, spending time on social media to stay connected. And all the social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all these things, because they are so much engaged, opposed to go out. Now, when we have the option to go out, many people opt not to go. Why? Because they're feeling tired. They don't want to go out. They feel very uncomfortable and they feel tired when they come back. This is normal. As we human beings are a creature of habits and we do not like change. It is, it will take us time, but we have to think that we have to go back in the normality. We have to ease back to normality. We must adapt to these changes. in our life with positive mindset. We must be motivated to lead a positive life and detach ourselves from the activities that do not give us happiness. When you start socializing again, you will remember why you enjoyed it prior to the pandemic. Did you know that on average it takes more than 2 months before a new behavioral becomes automatic? 66 days to be exact. The time to form a new habit can vary on a person's behaviors and circumstances. Therefore, it can take this longer for us, or they can lose, or they can gain, or they can gain the motivation in a very quickly, or it might take them longer to gain that happiness to mix with the people that we used to like doing before pandemic. So let's talk about the motivation. So what is motivation? I am sure we all know the definition of motivation, but let me describe it today that as motivation is a reason for acting or behaving in a particular way. In this context, we are associating motivation with this by positive behavior towards self growth to help us during this pandemic. We can view this, or we can process that initiates, guides, and maintain our behaviors towards a goal. Everybody have a different way of thinking. Remember, we all have to motivate ourselves. We do require large element of self motivation and want to overcome loneliness and social anxiety. Self motivation is the force that drives you to do things. It is the drive that pushes you back to work towards your goal, to put efforts into self development, and to achieve personal fulfillment. Therefore, it is driven by intrinsic motivation, a kind of motivation that comes from sincerely wanting to achieve and desire the inherent rewards associated with it. Self motivation can be driven by extrinsic motivation, which is the drive to achieve wanting the external rewards like money, power, status, or recognition. But usually, the intrinsic motivation is a drive that is more effective and fulfilling. It also helps to work on a personal resilience and adaptability to change. So I will share you, according to me, there are four components of self-motivation. Number one, achievement drive, or the personal drive to achieve, improve, and meet certain standards. Number two, commitment to your own personal goal. And number three, initiative, or the readiness to act on the opportunities. And number four is the optimism, or the tendency to look ahead and perseverance with the belief that you can reach your goal. Yes, you can do it. So if we are believing that we can do this, we can do something, yes, we definitely can do. Therefore, within our lives, we can achieve anything what we want. Through this positivity, through this positive thing, we have already know from the previous slides that we create a positive energy and express positive vibes through your attitude. It is always easy to look for the negative aspect of people, but you should forget the negativity and focus on positive. Always see the best in people. Welcome people in your environment with a warm smile and spread happiness and joy. By doing this, what you are doing? By doing this, we can do this through our action. How can we do this? Through our action. Remember, by ethics and our behaviors. Help people when they require your help. Be thoughtful and generous with your time, knowledge, and resources. Aim to be happy, light-hearted, see the funny side of a solution, and practice gratitude. Individuals enjoy being around you. That make them smile and laugh. It creates happy moments through which you can share positive energy. So anxiety and stress are the negativity. How do we overcome this? They both are the component of mental health. I will address some strategies we can adopt that will help you, me, which is my experience, to manage our stress level. And this will help with social anxiety. The first thing we can do this is start with a good sleep. Good habit of sleeping well, so you get the required amount of the sleep that will make you feel good. You need to keep yourself active. Eat healthy, balanced diet, 5 fruits and vegetables, and enough water. Manage your time well so that you can fit everything, whatever you want to do in one day. Exercise regularly. Practice mindfulness, which is what we did at the beginning of the session today. Reduce the noise around you. For example, do not talk negative about other people or engage in fruitless conversation. Anything which is not healthy for your brain, your mind, your soul, stay disconnected. Aim to stay positive and see the best in everyone. So, have a friend, have a friendly social network who are the positive, who spreads the positive vibes around you. Also, do not indulge in anything. So limit yourself from the overuse of your time. Few months ago, I was speaking to one of my friend who was telling me about her experience at the university while she was talking in a deep sadness. She told me that she always felt lonely and she never fitted herself at the university. I could feel the sadness that she was experiencing from within her voice. She said that she often would like to ask herself, what's wrong with me? Why am I doing this? What's wrong? Why I'm not able to connect? Why I'm not able to fit myself in? I thought that for someone to ask themselves that question, they must be feeling a lot of pain. Unfortunately, it is a question that majority of lonely people ask themselves. So I started to research the topic of loneliness, and I really wanted to understand how can we get rid of how can we get rid of that feelings of loneliness and transform it into happiness, because happiness in life is what we all strive to be. The big question is, how can we overcome loneliness? How can we overcome loneliness? A great way to break the loneliness and materialism cycle is by investing and experience and creating memories compare to that of physical things. For example, schedule a time each day to talk to a friend or loved ones. Number two, take a class to learn something new. Number three, volunteer to deepen your sense of purpose. Do some voluntary work. Help the people, help your neighbor. Do something which can occupy your brain. Number four, spend time with people who look more like your future than your past. Number five, think positively. We need to be surround ourselves with positive people and keep away from negativity. It is important to understand that loneliness is not just being surrounded by people, but it is about being understood. We could be surrounded by thousands of people in one place and still we feel lonely. Am I right? You feel that way? It's okay. But even by having one person that understands can combat loneliness. So being lonely, that does not mean you are alone. It is the feeling that you are not loved by individuals, though you are in a thousands of people around you. However, in order to release from the feeling of loneliness, it is important to love ourselves. So you need to love yourself. So I would like you to do this exercise. Make a heart. I want everybody to make a heart and then put that heart on your heart and say yourself, I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. It is important to love ourselves and enjoy our own company. The initial human desire that binds us as a human being together is that all want. We all want to be happy. We are striving to be happy. We do not want to suffer. We do not want to be sad. And it is that links to our friends, our families, to other human beings who may not share the same opinion as we are. Within history, it's a beautiful thing about the Buddha. I love it. I love he's an inspiration person. I would say that this monk, Buddhist monk, used to say that happiness and suffering are all within the mind. They are not external. So happiness is not external. They are found through objects or different people. It is internal. It is within you. It is in the mind. Therefore, if happiness and suffering are within your mind, then the cause of happiness and suffering also stay and live within our minds. The ultimate difference between people that are lonely and the people that are not is the way you see the world, is the way you think about it. If we want to stop feeling lonely, then we need to change our way of thinking, our perspective on the world. If something does not work out or something goes wrong within the life of a lonely person, they will say that it is their fault. They will ask themselves, what's wrong with me? However, if we do not, if we are not lonely, then we do not perceive that failure is our fault. Instead, we analyze the approach that we took. We look at the different ways of achieving our object. We learn something new or we make new friends. Let me give you a beautiful example of a mouse and a maze. I'm sure some people might have heard this story. But let me repeat this again. This is a beautiful story which it's very touching, and this story has helped many people, and today I want to help as many people who are listening to me today on a YouTube, on a Zoom call, on a Clubhouse. I want everyone to be happy. I want everybody to overcome this anxiety from this pandemic. I want everyone to be in the zone of a big smile on their face. The maze has many obstacles. You can see in this picture. Has got many obstacles and blocks within the maze. It is aimed of the mouse to overcome those challenges, to find its way out of the maze and reach its destination. So when an experimental mouse is put into that maze to come across the hurdle, it turns around, that looks for an ultimate path. It tries a different avenue and tries something else. It keeps on doing that every time it reaches a block. However, a human will go back and make the same mistake again and again and again and repeat that they have always done in the past. Therefore, we should not be afraid of change. You can see that mouse is looking for the way out, but in the end, he will look at the option, look at the opportunity. Doesn't get scared. He wants to keep on trying, but not going back to the same place where he went. So, therefore, we should not be afraid of trying new things. Think outside the box. The most successful people in the world have been rejected many times, but that's okay. But they continue trying to do again and again and do not give up. Therefore, despite how many challenges we encounter, we must continue trying to improve our future and overcome every challenges through innovative ideas, and one day we will succeed. Let me tell you a beautiful story of Kentucky Fried Chicken. I'm sure everybody might have heard this story. If not, then let me give you an example of Cornell Harland. David Sanders was an American businessman. He is the founder, brand ambassador of the symbol KFC. I'm sure you have all heard about KFC, which is a fast food chicken restaurant chain, and you can see everywhere around the world, not just in the United Kingdom. Well, Cornell had many jobs in his life, but then he began to selling a chicken in a roadside restaurant with a secret recipe. When his shop closed, he wanted to sell his recipe and create a franchise across the United States. It was only his persistence and resilience that enabled him to face 1009 rejection. 1009 rejection. Yes, you heard me correctly. It was, he was rejected 1009 times. Do you do you not think that he must have faced loneliness in his journey, where his family and friends must have told him to give up and stop it? How many rejections do you want to face? He must have faced anxiety, thinking he may get rejected again. However, Colin, Colin persisted and tried and kept trying. He overcome all of his fear, and after 1009 rejection, he attained success at the age of 73 years. Therefore, we can adopt a positive mindset and embark upon the journey to our dreams. If our goals is there, no matter how many times we face rejection, we must get back again and keep trying until we attain success. So coming back to the conversation with my friend who was at the university, who asked herself, what's wrong with me? She made a point of speaking to people everywhere. She started by talking to an individual that was helping her in a cafe. She then went to a library when somebody asked her about the book she was reading. See how she was feeling and how the story is changing. That when she was in the library reading her book, she started to talk a little bit about more. Instead of just answering the question that she was she was told by the person. She thought of the book. She recommended some other books on that topic to that person who asked about that book. She spoke about how the book she was reading, and that has helped her. That was the first day of their friendship. That has lasted 30 years. Who would have thought the the small task of talking to people everywhere would result in making a great friendship? When she did not expect it even, there people openly, then she started to talk to people openly. For example, if you are talking to somebody who's saying that they feel that social media is a fantastic idea, but you disagree, for example, then just say that you think, but what you think, and explain why. This brings out your personality and allows you to diverse your opinion to be discussed. That is the beauty of this world. Sometimes you like something which I don't like it, but that's fine. But explain why and help the person to understand. We all live in the same world, although we share many similar attributes and also possess different perspectives. That is why I feel there is a strength in diversity. And from my experience, when we take the risk to say exactly what we think, then we make real and the meaningful connection with people. So people will want to come back to us. So what we should always think positive and be sociable. But it is also keep our mind active and learn new things, but also keep physically active through exercising. This is an what food should we eat to maintain a healthy diet? The question will arise in your mind. What do we eat? You can see from the chart that according to the UK government recommendation for a healthy diet, the following will provide you all the nutrients that we need to maintain our physical well-being. Please note that they are the guidelines for a healthy adult or a child over 5 years. Eat at least 5 portions of variety of fruits and vegetable every day. Base meals on potatoes, bread, rice, pasta, and other starchy food. Carbohydrate. Choosing the whole meal, whole grain food where possible. Have some dairy or dairy alternatives such as soya drinks. Choosing lower fat and lower sugar option. Eat some beans, pulses, fish, eggs, meat, and other proteins, including 2 portions of fish every week if you are a non-veg. But if you are a vegetarian, then be on a vegan. Be on a vegan diet. You get a lot of other options there as well. Choose when you are eating the fish. Try to have one of the fish should be oily, will help you. Choose unsaturated oils and spreads and eat in a small amount. Drink 6 to 8 glasses of water or fluid a day, so that will help you. Your body needs water. Are there any food that can help mental well-being? So you can look at this chart, but I'll go through a few of the important things. According to the one that takes fitness and nutrition website, there are a variety of different foods that can help. For example, someone is feeling anxious. Their diet might be lack of folic acid. They can try eating green vegetables, fish, turkey, nuts, seeds, beans, and pulses. If your diet lacks magnesium, then you can eat green vegetables, rice, nuts, and there are many other things. which describes on the chart. Sometimes we cannot concentrate because we got too many things around us. Therefore, our diet may not have enough vitamin B. You can help yourself by eating brown rice, lentils, green vegetables, tuna, salmon, nuts, and many other more things. There are also recommendations for depression, stress as well, which you can have a look at the chart. You can look at the slide. Remember, if we eat healthy, then we can have a healthy mind and body. So according to Edison, Dr. Edison, the doctor of the future, the doctor of the future will no longer treat the human frame with drugs. So how is going to be treated? It's going to be treated. That will be a cure and a prevent disease with nutrition. It has also stated that the best foods for our brain includes almonds, walnut, hazelnut, Brazilian nuts, broccoli, blueberries, avocados, sesame seeds, flax seeds, and pumpkin seeds. So with healthy way of eating, we need to exercise regularly. That is a part of the life. Some people exercise all the time and some people do not. So what benefits does exercise have? We feel healthier by exercising. Our heart will be stronger. Our lungs will be more efficient as they will expand, increasing lung capacity. It will help with breathing and strengthen our immune system. It promotes weight loss. We will feel more alert and happier due to the release of happy hormones. Our muscles will be stronger and we will feel fitter. If you feel that you are unable to cope with the loneliness and anxiety you experience, please approach your personal medical practitioner for assistance. This is just a session which can help you how you can overcome. But if you are in a serious state, then I would advise you that you should be connected to your GP, to your doctors to get further assistance to help you as well. So from a personal perspective, we all have a mind. Yes, we all have a mind. We all have a heart. Yes, and we all have a soul. Yes, the mind is intelligent but cannot work alone. The soul is a peaceful, powerful, but cannot work alone. Our heart is a loving, caring, tender, and that also cannot work alone. If we combine intelligence and peace together, you get fulfillment. If you link intelligence and love together, you get harmony. When you link peace, love together, you are prime. However, when you link mind, heart, and soul, mind, heart, and soul together, then we achieve the pure happiness. In my opinion, this is the key to happiness. This is the key to happiness. Although every challenges we encounter in this global pandemic, before pandemic or in pandemic, we are encountering plenty of challenges to overcome this anxiety, social issues. But we want to be part of the wider solution. We want to be part of the social community. We want to be part of the society in a wider way. But how can we do that? We want to be part of the wider solution, but not the problem of getting anxiety or social problems. But how can we do that? I have got 3 important tips to share before I close my session. Number 1, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself Nothing in life is constant. Even a caterpillar changes into the beautiful butterfly. So you know that you have the strength to create positive change and inspire others. Do not be afraid. The world has faced previous challenges, war, disease, political unrest, financial crisis. We came out resilient and stronger than before. Yes, we did it. We learned from the past and create a better future. You can make this country prosperous again. You can make this world prosperous again. Number two, follow your true instinct. Do the right things. Do not forget your ethical values. Be kind, be humble, be generous, help each other. Number three, be the person that builds bridges, respect diversity despite backgrounds, ethnicity, political, social, or religious locales. Remember, this is our country. This is our world. This is our society. You can change the future. You can shape the future. It's in our hand how you want to do it. You can make a positive impact on society at large. Start with your family and friends. I believe that by working together, we can make a positive global change and raise awareness to lessen or eradicate loneliness and social anxiety. Thank you very much, Suman, for inviting me here on this platform to share my knowledge. Thank you.
Wow, that's amazing. Hope you guys can still hear me okay. I'll give you a massive round of applause for that, Dr. Parin. Oh my gosh, like there was just so much beautiful content there, so much valuable information. There were so many little bits of nuggets as well that I've used in my previous workshops and in my one-to-one and group coaching. And I was just like, oh, I feel like you're just summarizing what like I'm about. That all-rounded view and energy and thought process is about shifting that perspective and going into that space, because I think the one that stood out for me the most absolutely resonated with me. And I guess the ethos of Manifestation Maven, the slide with the Buddha and the Buddha's ideology, that our own happiness and our suffering is created and comes from us. And if we understand that crux, we can take it on board and shift it. Like, even as you said it, there's been some days in the last week where I've had my ups and downs. We're only human, and it's about understanding that's okay. That cliched saying, it's okay not to be okay. I always say the key is don't stay there. How do we get out of that? Okay, you don't feel okay. You don't feel good. How do we shift it? How can we move it? And the best way to do that is to be like, well, if I'm feeling a certain way and it's down to me, well, it's down to me to shift this and change this. I think that I've made so many notes here, like on the Clubhouse, I'm pretty sure they could all hear me scratching away with my pen. I love this one about sharing your personal perspective and stories, how you're feeling, express your feelings with others, take risks, speak your mind, and have meaningful connections. So what I wrote down here was, creating these connections begins with you and your effort. You need to sometimes make that effort to create the connection. So if you're feeling lonely, go out there, and more chances what you'll have is other lonely people are seeking you. They need you, you need them. Connect, speak. Don't just assume people are going to come and find you and speak to you. Maybe you need to make that first step. I know that we've got you for a few more minutes, and I do know that you need to jet off because you're in demand and you've got another amazing session lined up somewhere else today. But what I do want to take advantage of is any questions that anybody's got for yourself. A few thoughts I want to share first, and feel free, guys, whoever's on the Zoom meeting, do either comment your questions in the chat box, or you feel free to unmute yourselves in a moment. But what I wanted to ask you, Parin, was, so we've got this, the skills that you gave around utilizing stress management and sleeping well. And from that, I was writing notes about it's good to be well rested. However, I might be asking this question on behalf of others in the group here. What about the physical rest versus the mental rest? What's your thoughts on that? And would you have any advice or suggestions for people to know the difference and how to make sure you're getting both?
Yeah. So when you say about the physical rest, which I already gone through, like having a good
That's the
sleep, having
actual
a good
sleep.
diet, exercising,
Diet,
and with the
exercise.
mental rest, meditation,
Okay,
feeling meditation will also help. That will help you to release your
amazing.
tension and make you free from the old anxiety going around you. So I would say that that will also help you to support on the mental side, on the mental side of your lifestyle. So I would say, how do we you need to detox your body. You need to take all the bad things out of it, like by fasting, by making sure that you do some activities which can support you, which can help you resting your organs, like 16 hours fasting, like
Okay.
if you can do something, so
Like a
that can also
16-hour fast. I
help
guess
you in
those
the
kind of
mental
things can be
side.
quite extreme for people who don't do those kind of things. So it's about starting somewhere and giving it a go. And it's like you said, there was a note that I made, like I said, plenty, about taking those risks and trying something new, trying something out the box. Maybe it might not be for you, but you don't know until you try it. And
Absolutely.
I think
I
about
think
the
one
physical
more thing.
rest and the mental
Yeah.
rest. You did actually go on to talk about the practicing the mindfulness and the meditation, reducing the noise in the mind and the brain. So I guess that's where that link is about making sure both elements of yourself are rested.
And and other thing I would say, affirmation, positive affirmation are
Yes,
very important. So when you want to do something, when you want to reach somewhere where you can't think of going, then use the positive affirmation. Will help you to reach your goal, will help you to prepare your mind, your mental health state, and that
absolutely.
can also help you to overcome this state. That is also very good way. Affirmation, like manifest your goals,
I love that.
manifestation goals.
And
Yeah.
as anybody who's worked with myself will know, that's what I'm all about. Let's start our day right. Let's say the right things. I think it's one thing I keep finding though with people that I work with who aren't used to this world. I mean, once you come into this world of personal development, it becomes like a second language and second nature to think this way. And everything you said just points in that direction. Be around the right people, be connected with the positive groups, make sure you're surrounded with that type of people. Absolutely loved what you said about hang around with people who represent your future of where you want to be. I just thought that was amazing. But I think sometimes the people I have worked with who aren't used to this way of being, they will turn around and the first thing I always hear is what they don't want. What they don't want. I don't want to feel lonely. Well, what's opposite of that? Now that you know what you don't want, let's now work on what does that tell you about what you do want? Well, I want to be social. I want to be with other people. I want to be connected. Is opposite to loneliness. So affirm these things. Affirm I want to be or I am. I am is a massive strength in saying these words. And sometimes when you're not feeling it, it feels difficult to say it because you feel like, well, am I lying to myself because I'm not feeling it? I'm feeling lonely. How can I say I am connected? But it's about that rewiring of the mind. It's about changing the way you're looking at the situation and changing your energy. This positive energy that Parin mentioned is all around that. I am connected. I am healthy. I am well. The more you will say that, the more your subconscious mind will believe it, feel it, your energy will say it, and you will attract those situations to yourself. So I really love that. I can see Gemma's got her hand up patiently. I'm just going to give a quick other question to you first, Parin, and then I'll hand over to Gemma to get her question in. A
Sure.
thought that I did have was, and this isn't a question, this is just something I wanted to add to something Parin mentioned, that it's okay to disagree with others and just explain your point of view and share how you think and feel. I just wanted to add here, do not enforce your opinions on others, though. I think this is a trap some people can fall into when you sometimes just want to prove that you're right and you want them to come to your way of thinking. You need to have that, like the beautiful thoughts you ended with, Parin. Be the person that builds bridges, invites diversity, invite that diversity and that alternative way of thinking. It's okay if somebody thinks differently. Do not think that that's a wrong way. It's just the other side of the coin, and you've got your side of the coin. So just aim to educate and share your perspective with people rather than, oh, the way I'm saying things is the only way, because we're not always right. But the question I did have for yourself, Parin, was you said about surrounding yourself with positive people, doing the voluntary work, doing some positive actions. Um, what if you live with negative people and you find it hard in this social distancing and lockdown situation that they are the ones around you that can be quite negative? How can a person maybe handle or manage that, would you say?
It's a very lovely question. It's amazing because this is the everyday we are facing the challenges at the present in every family. It's not just family. It's very hard. But what I would suggest that when you have a people like them, try to give your positive vibes to them. Help them to understand the positivity, make them happy. You be the role model for them. If you tell them do this, they're not going to do it, but you action it. You be the role model to them, and
Representing
they will
yourself.
see you, and that will help them to come through the mind of positivity. And believe me, that was in my own family. It was in my own family when I was facing the challenges, and I'm still facing the challenges. So every time when I see the family, to the people whom I'm connected, I always tell them, let's talk something positive. Don't worry about other people. Just think about our family. Think about us. Think about what we can do best for our family and best for the society, and show them how to be positive. Give off your positive energy, like send your positive vibes to them, and they will feel those vibration comings to them. And you know what, I can see the changes have happened in them.
Yeah,
So what I experience and what I'm telling you, it can work for you as well.
amazing. I love that. So if Gemma's still with us, she's got something to ask here. So go for it, Gemma. I'm just going to check the chat, but thank you for being here and love you long time as always. And yeah, how have you found the session and what questions do you have today?
Yes, I really liked the session. So thank you so much. I've wrote quite a lot down as well. I'm just seeing the follow your true instinct. I really liked that.
Yes.
So I was thinking about the KFC story about how he, it took 1009 times. And also it reminded me of J.K. Rowling as well, how she had this amazing book and no one will publish it, and then like it's become, everybody knows his name, like it's a prophecy. She wrote a prophecy, like every child would know his name in the world, in the book, and then it came true. And I've kind of like resonated with that. I had her book as well where she talked about failing in everything apart from the thing you're meant to do. And I think something that I've found, I don't particularly have social anxiety. Like when I meet up with people, I feel quite confident and things like that. But what I do struggle with is the feeling of rejection. So say if I'm hosting something, or if I'm kind of wanting something to happen, like a manifestation of something, it takes me a lot of courage to actually even take the first step to even put it on or do it or ask someone for help. I find really, really difficult. I immediately assume they're going to reject me, and often it happens. Not like that. And everyone always says to me, oh, it's because they're busy, or it's nothing to do with you. But it doesn't help me emotionally, even though I know it logically and I can kind of understand and I can give them empathy. But emotionally, I'm like, yes, but I need this to happen because I'm worthy of it, and like it's my destiny to have a huge audience or loads of clients or whatever it is I want, or a successful book or a successful album.
Your destiny
Like,
to serve those people, and you want to have this with the skills that you have.
Yeah, that's it. And because it's not just about me. I don't just want it for myself. I want it for everybody who is listening to the songs or reading the books or having a coaching session with me or whatever it is I'm doing. I want them to experience the joy because it makes me happy. So I know it will make them happy. And it has in the past when I've done it. And I don't know how to. Every single time it happens, I get so upset. I'm very emotionally sensitive and I feel like giving up. And I never give up, but I just have that sense of like, what is the point?
No, I do love that, what you just said though, Gemma, that not giving up has just took me back to Parin's image that she shared of that mouse maze. And the mouse doesn't give up no matter what. So Parin, if you want to jump in here and give a bit of support to
Yeah.
Gemma for this.
Let me motivate you, Gemma. I love your comments you made it. Beautiful comments you have put it down. Thank you so much for encouraging me to help the society at large. And I think by having these sessions, Suman, what plans you are doing, what sessions you are doing, honestly, this is a beautiful platform like other platforms also we have. But this is an amazing platform where you can bring the people on this platform and share the knowledge and help the world at large, But coming back to your question, Gemma, honestly telling you, this is a very normal feelings of anyone. It's not just you. If I'm
Yeah.
organizing anything, or if someone is organizing, or anybody, you all have a fear of rejection. But can I tell you, before you have a fear of rejection, why do you not think in positivity? Why do you attract that fear of negativity in your mind? I'll just give you a very good example, just yesterday's example. Okay, my father-in-law passed away, and we have a family gathering, our religious ceremonies and things we were doing yesterday. And we have gathered the people coming from all over around the UK, people from Leicester, Manchester, from coming from Nottingham, and all the places. They all were coming for my father-in-law's uh, gathering for the meal and the religious thing what we were supposed to do yesterday. Believe me, one of the close family of ours told us. I rang them around 3:45, and we were meeting at 4 o'clock, and they told me they will be here by 4:30. I've already asked everybody to come at 4. Now they are the main family people. We can't do anything without not here in the event. So I told my sister-in-law that they are going to be here by 4:30. What shall we do? So my sister-in-law said, okay, we'll wait for them because we can't start anything. So I said, okay, fair enough. I did not have panic, but I was worried that the rest of the people were already there. The food was in front of them. We could not have done the praise because we do the praise before we start the food. So I was really worried from inside, but my worry did not come into on my face, but the worry was turned into the positive, and I started joking with the people and said, let's do something which you can think about. My father-in-law's name was GP Somani. I said, let's think about him, and what you can think something nice, good memories, where you can think that what has happened, because he was a 93 and a lot of people were very close. He was a lovely man.
Yes.
So people started talking about him, and by the time these people did not arrive at 4:30, I'm hearing the call again. It will still take us 20 minutes. And I said, that is getting too much now. I said, what do we do now? And guess what happened? All the people, we are talking the story about my father-in-law, and they said 20 minutes, within 5 minutes they were here. Don't know how. The connection of positivity, because what was going in my mind, it doesn't matter, we'll keep continuing this session until they arrive before we start our prayers. And telling you honestly, everything went so smoothly. We had a lovely meal. We went for the prayers on time. We did not have any hiccups at all. Why? Because that negative thought was coming to my mind. Yes, because we are human. We all are social animals. That is going to come to us. Otherwise, we are not considered to be human if we can't think. Okay. So that was coming. But I let it go. I let go. I let go that thought from my mind in a flick of a second. And I said, no, we can continue this event by sharing this. And it went. And they came at the right time. And everybody said, oh my God, we wanted to see. Why are you late? You're all, they are the family who always comes first. This is the first time happened that they were stuck in the traffic because they were coming from Leicester. So how it happens to when you're positive, your things will turn from negative to positive.
Amazing. And I just want to add a few thoughts as well, Gemma, to that. I know this has been something that we spoke about previously as well. It does come up for myself as well. I'll actually bring everything right home right now with this event itself. We originally were going to do it in the middle of June, me and Parin. We'd actually planned it for Parin's birthday, bless her. She was willing to do the session on her birthday. And then by the time that date came, I hadn't had enough time to promote it and tell people about it, create the Eventbrite, create the images. And I said, Parin, I'm really sorry. Can we shift the date? Have you got availability towards the end of the month? My focus was just on I want to aim to do at least one event each month, and within June I wanted this event. And so the date came towards, as you can see, 28th of June, end of the month. But I thought, okay, that's fine. It still gives me a bit of time to get that stuff done. Before you know it, the same thing creeped up on me, and I didn't have enough time. And I thought, I'm not shifting the goalpost now. And then I created the event, and I promoted it. And then literally over a few days, I only had one registered person. And I was thinking, Parin's got, her time is so valuable. I want to make sure people are there. I want people to hear what she's talking about. I don't want to let Parin down. I don't want to let people down. But I was just like, how will I feel that only one person's in the room, and even that person may not even turn up? And I had those feelings over the weekend, and I was just like, but I got myself back to the same way. I just have to keep shifting that dial. Every time I'm going this way, and like, oh my God, nobody's going to come. Nobody loves me. Nobody wants to be there. I shift it to whoever's supposed to be in the room will be in the room. Whoever's supposed to hear the message will hear the message. And I honestly just keep that belief up. And the second thing I mirror it with is divine timing. When the timing's right, things are supposed to happen how they're supposed to happen. So if connections aren't made, if people don't turn up or show up, that's okay. It wasn't the right time, so that's okay. So if people are like disengaging with you, maybe that's not the right time for you to work with them. That could be divine timing and God's protecting you. I recently seen one of my lovely friends, Mandeep. She's a freedom coach. She posted yesterday on Instagram about, I'm feeling so deflated and I'm feeling really tired. I've been so much on the go. And she goes, on my laptop even like stopped working. And she goes, that was my universal sign that I need to take things slow. I need a break. And she goes, so she's just going to have a break and do self-care, self-love. That was her sign. So I guess I hope that kind of helps, that just you will have these needles that go that way, and we have to kind of pull the needle back this way, and hopefully that will help. So
can I tell you the story what you told me about the date, about the June, and when we decided 28th, because I gave you the date of 28th, and guess what happened? I was supposed to fly today.
Oh, really?
Supposed to go, and I gave you the date, and I said, oh my God, how I'm going to tell you no? I'm feeling really bad that we've been going through for quite a few months. How do I say? I said, I'm going to be positive. I'm not going to say anything to Suman until the last minute. I'm going to tell her if I have to go, I have to tell her, but I'm not going to let me plan. And honestly, what happened, because I was thinking in a positive way, I'm sure I can reschedule my date, but chances are very slim, but I'm not going to make aware to Suman at this stage. Let me go by the day comes in, and all of a sudden my date got changed and I'm going in July. So see, because my positivity was attracting too much in my mind, that I did not want to think negativity by sharing that. So whatever you give to the society, whatever you give to the universe, that comes back to you. So Gemma, I hope I have answered your question, and I hope that fear of or rejection should take out of your mind before you think of any event. Forget about it. Like how someone said there was only one, but then in the end she got many. And the main thing is that you don't want quantity, you want quality.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if you have only 5 people, for example, and if 5 are quality against 500 people, I would look for the 5 people.
Yeah.
Because 5 people will multiply. Yeah, for 5 people will multiply into hundreds and thousands, because
they will go out.
They are the ambassador for the event, or any event, whatever you organize or anybody organize. They are the main people who are going to spread your message around the world. Like today, while this is going to be on a YouTube, thousands of people are going to be hearing this thing. Thousands of people are going, doesn't matter how many people are listening right now, for many people will be listening. And when the right time is for them, then only they will hear. Sometimes it's not for everybody. It is only for the people who wants to be there at the right time.
So true.
Yeah. I think Ritu wants to ask something.
Right, I was just going to say, Ritu's been waiting patiently, bless her. Thank you so much, Ritu, for being here. And also just want to give a shout out. Thank you, Ritu, for donations towards this event as well. Thank you so much. So over to yourself, Ritu.
pleasure. Thank you so much, Suman. I've just put in chat a big thank you to you for bringing Parin to us again, and for Parin's insightful, thoughts and visions that she's shared here. It's wonderful, and I totally agree. I put my hand up while Gemma just asked the question, and then I put it down because you guys had covered it so beautifully. There was nothing else to be contributed to that. And knowing Gemma from whatever association we've had so far, Gemma's all embracing, and she's an open-hearted young lady, lots of potential. But I just wanted to come in and share that, Gemma, I have been there massively, where I was so scared of rejection, and having lived the life that I had lived, it was my biggest fear. But what Suman said, shifting your energy and bringing the dial back to the other end, where you do who you are, you do what you mean to do, put it out as a service, and whoever's meant to be with you in that moment will appear. And those who are not coming is because they're not ready for that.
Absolutely right.
And Rumi's beautiful quote that says, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Right? And I totally believe in that, because I totally believe my teachers have appeared at the right time. If they'd appeared a few years ago, I would not have been able to take the learnings on. And so is the case with others as well, and all of us, really. So thank you so much for giving me a chance to contribute, Suman, but I think there was nothing more to say, really. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so
Your
much.
contribution is so welcomed and so valuable, and you hit the nail on the head. Sometimes there's stuff I've heard from like mentors or even like people online, and at a time in my life it didn't fully make sense, or I heard it and it just kind of went over my head, and then a few years later I've listened to it again, I'm like, oh my god, that makes so much sense. And then it's just a penny's dropped. But when I was ready to hear the message, then it made sense to me. So absolutely true. I'll tell you honestly as well, just to expand on this theme that we're just talking about, this rejection, because rejection also is the whole where a person can be in the crux of, I feel lonely, going back to our topic of today, I feel lonely, I want to connect with others, but what if I reach out to others and they're not there for me? And that's where you can be trapped within the cycle of, I'm lonely, but also I've got social anxiety of actually socializing and connecting. So being trapped in that can be like a catch-22. But honestly, like even last night when I hadn't checked my Eventbrite link of how many people had registered, and I literally just thought, well, I'm going to put the Zoom link out there in the groups I'm in, and hopefully people will just join on the day, and it's got nothing to do with people registering on Eventbrite. But I was curious, and last night just before I went to bed, I jumped on and checked, and then I seen a bunch of people who had registered, and that really did, like, it did motivate me and encourage me. But I literally thought, just before checking, I thought, even if it's still the one person who's just registered, it's fine. I'm actually going to record it, and I'm going to make sure it's available for people. And the replays, like Parin said, the replays will reach out to people, and hopefully people will still get the support they need and the advice they need at the timing that's right for them in the future. So I thought, even if it is just myself and Parin, it'll be fine. We'll still record an amazing session. And sometimes you have to think that way and have that energy about yourself. I mean, I even remember the one time when I created a group call for the Positive Vibes group, and only one person joined. And I even thought, if nobody joins, nobody joins. But if somebody joins, I'll just share a great conversation with the one person. It's fine. So yeah, we just have to be okay with those and keep doing the trying. Keep those, it's like they say in the sales world, aim for the no's. The more no's you get, the closer you are to the yeses. So I hope that helps.
I just want to say that's what Brenda told me to read as well. Brenda, who's the publisher that she told me to read Go for No.
Go for No.
Exactly. Which is a book. I've not read it yet, but I'm going to get it at some point, because I think it's like my major lesson. Yes. But yeah, thank you both. And also it just reminded me, when I put on that event and it was just you that had signed up, but we just had an amazing 3-hour conversation on the phone instead, because it was just that was the timing. It was just supposed to be me and Suman and connecting, and I still feel good about that. I actually, because I wrote up the stuff for the event, and I thought, well, it was good, like I can put it on another time, and we just had a nice conversation.
I thought as well, when I did my group coaching, I created all these like slides and information. I thought, if nobody turns up, I've got this whole content created. So maybe the time was for me to create content. So that's true as well. Parin, I did have one other question. I do know you need to shoot off very quickly. I am just going to ask you one quick last question before you go, if that's okay.
Sure.
So we talked about, you talked about a really positive way of looking at loneliness, and if you're at home now because of lockdown, and it means that you can spend more time with quality loved ones, you know, what we craved. We wanted to spend time with family. We wanted more time with that loved ones. And now we've got that. Now, you know, we're going to appreciate it and have gratitude. But how about for people who have lived on their own, and the loneliness and the lockdown has meant they can't meet their loved ones that they normally would have? Is there any advice you say? I know that lockdown's lifting now and there's a lot more changes. So hopefully they're coming out of that shell. But if anybody ever is in that place ever again in the future, say there was another lockdown to come down, touch wood, it won't, but if it does, it could. How could that person manage that feeling?
Like they can read a book.
Yeah.
They can do the cooking in the house. I've given you some remedies for that, that you can make your home as a meditation room. You can make your home as a lovely kitchen by trying different new recipes. You can make your home by learning new languages, new things, or like a knitting or something which they wanted to do it for years and they couldn't do it.
So maybe
This
like
is
hobbies and crafts and just interest.
they can do like they can write something, they can write poems, they can write stories, they can write articles, they can write a blog, they can do a lot of things. See, I never realized that when you're alone you can do more than anything else.
That is true.
But how can we do
Just
it?
choosing to be
That's
productive in the
there should be
alone time.
technique. Yeah. See, if you're alone, you can be on a TV and watch TV and do all the things. But that is like watching a TV for many hours doesn't help you. But reading a book will help you to learn your language, to learn the way you talk, the way you think. So that is the beautiful, like music, wonderful thing. Chema said, music is a wonderful thing. You can make who loves going party, they can be on a Zoom call and just do that. And plus you can do video conferencing, you know that. You can talk to the people on a video call. You can see your family. You can be hours on the phone. So that is a lovely technology. I remember I was doing my programs with lots of universities because I work for the universities. And believe me, when I heard that university are trying to get to students where there is no internet connection, even that students, PhD students got the connected from a very small town in Gujarat where they never thought of having connection, and they all came online to listen to my talk. And I was very surprised at how did they manage. So the technology era, the pandemic has brought everybody on a platform of Zoom, all the different medias like Google Meet and so many things. There are so many soft team and lot of things are on this media and the social media, and they were all brought together for everybody to learn from each other and share their knowledge. So
absolutely. I think that's one massive thing for me. I'll definitely say, if anybody is like listening to this even now or as a replay, honestly, the digital connections, as much as it may not make up for the quality of face-to-face connection, it has really served me, and I would say it's probably even saved me in many ways, because if I didn't have that, I'm such a social being, I would have really been pulling my hair out. So definitely tap into, like, I think there's people who do be afraid of like digital world and connecting, or I don't know how to use it. It's like, get to know it. It is quite straightforward. Most of the apps and platforms, like look at myself and Parin today, we tried out Clubhouse and it's literally just running in the background, and I thought, give it a go, let's just take those risks. Exactly what Parin said, take the risk, try something new. It might not work, but until you don't give it a go, how are you going to learn it? And don't be so afraid of technology.
Just try it on. And especially I would say what I couldn't achieve in my last 30 years after getting married, I've achieved in this lockdown period of my last 7 months traveling. In this pandemic, I was not in London. From last 7 months, I was traveling to the different countries, different states, and doing my work. And people were shocked to see me. And seriously telling you, this last 30 years of my life, I have fulfilled everything, whatever I wanted to do it in this global pandemic, especially the last 7 months, what I've been working together. So it has helped me. So I'm sure it would have helped many other people as well.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Parin. I know that you have to leave earlier today. I'm going to stay online a little bit longer if anybody has got any other questions, thoughts and feedback. But once again, thank you so much, Dr. Parin, for being part of today's session and sharing so much amazing knowledge, and also for all the work you do in general. Anyways, the world honestly is blessed to have you, and you're just such a wonderful, amazing, glowing soul. And I'm just so privileged to have had you on my platform today. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And it was nice to share and nice to meet the new people, and look forward to see you in your future with many more events together.
Thank you so much. Take care then.
Bye.
Bye. Awesome. So for everybody else, whoever's still on, if you do have any questions or thoughts or feedback, I'd love it. I'm just going to use the last element of this recording to just go through some of the comments, just so people watching it back will know how people have felt today and connected with the session. So we've got here Nurbanu Somani mentioned that in between the session she found it very insightful. Gemma mentioned as well, persistence is key. Such a positive energy to have. Thank you. Just speak your truth. Those of you who don't know, Gemma also does Find Your Voice sessions, both one-on-one coaching sessions and workshops. I don't know if you want to share the date of your next workshop for anybody in the group in the chat. Feel free to.
Yeah, it's the fourth. In the chat. Sorry, yeah, I'll do that.
In the video as well. That's fine.
It's the fourth Friday of every month. I'm not sure of the date, but I'll just check it and I'll write in the chat.
Perfect, thank you.
Then I've got to go, but thank you so much.
Awesome. Gemma's also mentioned as well, connecting with others as well. Raksha has mentioned, thank you, very inspirational. Dr. Parin has summarized, thank you for your kind words, many thanks. And thank you, Suman, for inviting me and organizing an excellent session to help the society at large. Well done. And of course, that's what it's all about. Ritu's mentioned that it's very wonderful, and she's given a big thank you to myself and Parin. And Ritu shared a quote that Gemma was very happy with. She loves that quote. And Parin's again said that she really appreciates the warm words. Gemma's also mentioned she's been having guitar and piano lessons from her parents and has planted a garden. So again, further examples of ways that we can, we can create situations and circumstances that can help the place that we're in. And the date of Gemma's event coming up is Friday, the 23rd of July is the next one. So she's recently just done on Friday her Finding Your Voice event for June. So July one is on 23rd of July. Awesome. And she's just sent the Eventbrite link as well for anybody who would like to make a note of that. And I guess if anybody else has got any questions or thoughts, so the floor's open for yourselves to join in. And I'd love to hear how you found the session. Sabu's just commented, thanks, Sim and Dr. Parin, for an excellent session. A lot of great content. Thank you so much for being with us today, Sabu. I really appreciate you joining me today. I think it's probably one of the first events I've managed to nab you and get you on. So that's been really nice for me to see. Awesome. So I'm going to leave you at that now. If there's no other questions or thoughts, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been an amazing session, and do look out for the replay. I will be sharing that on all the social media platforms, as you know that I normally do. Anybody who'd like to follow me further, if you're not already following me on Instagram, my handle is manifestation.maven. Any future events that we would be hosting, I will always be promoting them across my platforms. I share them on LinkedIn, on my Facebook profile, on my Facebook page, which is also Manifestation Maven, as well as my Instagram. My Twitter handle is Suman Mangra, I believe. I don't use Twitter as much. I'm going to try and use it more. And like I said, yes, LinkedIn as well. It's just under my name, Suman Mangra. So do follow me on all these platforms to make sure you don't miss out on any future sessions. And do actually get in touch with me if there's any topics or situations that you'd like a bit more advice and help on. And then I can look to see if I can create a event to help in those topics. I would love to. As anybody who knows what I do, I absolutely love sharing content, helping people, exactly what Parin said, helping society at large. So do give me those suggestions and ideas so that I can serve better. So thank you so much once more, and I will close this session here. God bless. Have an amazing day.